Welcome to the Nottingham Clinical Research Bulletin from the Research and Innovation team at Nottingham University Hospitals NHS Trust and the NIHR Nottingham Biomedical Research Centre. Each week we'll be bringing you a potted summary of clinical research and related stories from our researchers. You'll find a link in the show notes for information on pretty much every item. So here we go. And first up, study news. We have a study running at City Hospital testing whether a wearable Bluetooth monitor will help identify breathing difficulties quicker than the standard regular in-person checks. The device, called a RespiraSense, is attached to a patient's chest and reports to an iPad or something similar. It means staff can help monitor more than one patient at a time, which means they can do it more often, which could help catch breathing deterioration more quickly. It's funded by the NHS Transformation Directorate and led by Dr. Sheriff Gonham, and the device manufacturers are PMD Solutions. There's links and more information in the show notes, as ever. And a project improving bone graft augmentation using gene therapy has won £1 million grant. Well, nearly £1 million to be accurate. It's 995,000. It's through a University of Nottingham spin-out company called Theragenics, which is a team led by Nottingham Biomedical Research Centre researcher Professor James Dixon. And the project is to develop a dry powder gene therapy formulation for bone graft augmentation. The idea is to improve the grafting of autologous bone marrow cells and grafts to skin, bone, muscle and cartilage following surgery by harnessing the body's cellular machinery using a regenerative powder. Theragenics is a healthcare startup built up by NLC, the European Health Tech Venture Builder. It was incorporated in 2022 with the support of Nottingham Technology Ventures Limited, and there's more information on the company's website and in the show notes. And another study has just hit a recruitment milestone in Nottingham. It's looking at patients with severe rib fractures and comparing whether they do better with plates and screws or with epidural pain injections and breathing support. The study, called, and here's an acronym alert, ORIF, which stands for Operative Rib Fixation, has just recruited 400 patients nationally, and more than a quarter of them come from Nottingham's major trauma centre, which makes it the leading recruiter in the study. Jessica Nightingale is a clinical research manager for trauma and orthopaedics at NUH and a member of the trial management group for the ORIF study.
Trauma is still the leading cause of death in younger people globally, and new interventions such as rib fixation may be able to improve mortality rates and quality of life after major injury.
Links and more information in the show notes. The Medicine Division at NUH is holding a series of online showcases where researchers can report back on their work and discuss it with colleagues. On Tuesday the 17th of October, you can hear about Julia Oliari's work on educational needs and attitudes in healthcare towards old people. And on Wednesday the 22nd November, there's Sheriff Gonham again on escalation before cardiac arrests in hospital and whether News 2 is the problem or the solution. And on Thursday, December the 7th, there's Lucy Ryan and the Dream Team. They're all at 2 p.m. and on Teams, so if you haven't had an invitation and you like one, contact Sheriff Gonham. You can also contact him if you'd like to be one of the people talking about your work in the new year. The next two slots are on the 26th of January and the 19th of February. There's more on those dates and the email addresses are in the show notes, of course. The CARP Awards, which stands for Clinical Academic Research Partnership, are now open for applications. The idea is they support early career researchers, and Nottingham researchers have tended to do well nationally. The award helps them fence off time for research and establish a network of supportive partnerships across the country. The deadline for applications is November 16th, and there's more information in the show notes about how you can move forward with that, or you could just Google it. And finally, September is Urology Awareness Month, which is a chance to shine a spotlight where it probably doesn't get shone enough, by which I mean on serious diseases such as prostate, bladder, kidney and male reproductive cancers, as well as non-malignant conditions. One of the ways researchers at NUH are innovating here is by using precise robotic surgery, particularly to tackle prostate, bladder and kidney cancer. One of the studies aims to use that precision to limit nerve damage in operations on men with prostate cancer so that they can maintain their erectile function. Will Green, who's a consultant neurologist at NUH, said patients should benefit from more bespoke treatments in the future.
Well, bladder cancer is a really exciting field. Something that, I'm getting quite excited about is the new tranche of studies that are coming through looking at immunotherapies in bladder cancer and also genotyping. There's more and more interest and evidence that you can work out whether a patient's cancer is going to respond to certain treatments as opposed to others. And if you can map a person's cancer and therefore their likelihood of responding to a treatment, you can achieve what is essentially a gold standard, which is personalized medicine. And so it means that the days of everyone getting the same treatment are probably over. And actually, when a patient comes through the door, they will have a series of tests which will subgroup their cancer into a specific pathway of treatment, which will be more suitable for them than perhaps another patient. And I think a few years down the line, that's going to be translated into better outcomes for patients.
And on that cheery note, that's it for this episode. And that's it for now. Thanks for listening. There are links for most of the items in the show notes and more information about research and innovation in general at Nottingham on the Nottingham University Hospital NHS Trust website, which is www.nuh.nhs.uk/research, and on the NIHR Nottingham Biomedical Research Centre website, which is nottinghambrc.ac.uk. Our email and social media links are there too. If you want to stay up to date with the Clinical Research Podcast, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and wherever you normally get your podcasts. The more shows are rated and reviewed, the easier it is for search engines to find us. So if you can subscribe and rate and review us, you'll be doing it for science.